Thank you, Mr. Chairman. 10 days from now, Iranians will vote in an election staged by the ruling Guardian Council for a president who, once selected, is destined to continue the long-standing policies of the Ayatollah and the powers in Tehran. This is a regime that sustains itself through widespread human rights abuses, and it is dedicated to an illegal nuclear weapons program, threats against Israel, Hezbollah support for the Syrian regime, and the spread of global terror. Nothing is more critical than preventing Iran from making good on its intentions to obtain a nuclear weapon while trying to end the regime's systematic human rights abuses and ability to project terror. Since our last hearing in October 2011, increasing pressure has challenged the Iranian regime through implementation and enforcement of sanctions statutes produced in this committee, presidential executive orders, and the efforts of Senators Kirk and Menendez in the previous two Defense Authorization Acts, which targeted the central bank of Iran's export role and expanded sanctions over new sectors of the Iranian economy. Also, since then, 50% of Iran's crude oil exports and over 7% of its petrochemical exports have declined, nearly $5 billion a month in lost revenue to the government of Iran. Thus, the impact of the sanctions on Iran's economy is significant. Due to lost revenues for energy purposes, its relative isolation from the world's financial system, and its own variety of economic mismanagement, Iran is running its largest budget deficit in nearly 15 years. The value of the rial, Iran's currency, has declined by more than 2/3, and Iran puts its own rate of inflation at 31%, while others maintain it's double that in real terms. Clearly, sanctions make it more and more difficult for the Iranian regime to earn revenue from petroleum sales or to conduct international financial transactions. Each passing month shows important results obtained through sanctions. Yet, the Iranian regime is still able to fund nuclear enrichment in ways that bear no relationship to a peaceful program. The Iranian regime still poses an existential threat to Israel, acts as a menace in the region, and is one of the more serious threats to the national security interests of the United States and its allies. Thus, sanctions may still be too narrowly tailored, have gaps in implementation, or be unduly hampered by evasive and deceptive practices that must be closed. We can no longer abide an Iran that continues to amass or otherwise access financial resources to pursue one of the most destabilizing nuclear programs in the world. The resolve of the United States and its partners must remain strong and be ready to implement a series of increasingly stricter sanctions that push the Iranian regime to change its nuclear enrichment calculus. The chiefs of the U.S.-Iran sanctions authorities are here to report on the progress and difficulties with implementation and enforcement of the U.S. multilateral sanctions programs. I understand, in fact, that some significant actions have taken place just last night and this morning. I look forward to working with the members of our committee, and particularly the chairman, as we evaluate the best way to move forward to further constrict Iran's access to funds, revenues, materials, and technologies in an effort to change the regime's international behavior and terminate any nuclear weaponization efforts. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.